As we prepare for our 22nd season at Motor Lublin, the league has jumped up to 10th place in the competition reputation, which is a delight for us to at least see the progress now. We jumped up 2 places from last year, and I hope that eventually we'll be able to get to the top 6 position. Given that some of the leagues are falling down quite rapidly, that could happen. I'm also concerned it's linked with the coefficient, so it might depend on other nations being bad in those areas, but at least we're making progress. Unsurprisingly, we are top of this preseason preview, expected to win the league with ease to get our 10th league title in a row. We have got every single position secured in the Medium 11, so really, we have to be winning the league this year, regardless of what happens elsewhere, right? Given the board wants to win the league, the cup, and the Super Cup, I think we'll be able to be doing quite well indeed. They also want us to get to the Champions League proper again, because why wouldn't they at this point? It's a formality. We just need to make sure we do well. With all the finances we've got to ourselves, you'd think we'd be able to upgrade more things, but no, we can't upgrade anything now, even if we do have the maximum training facilities. It's always the youth facilities we've got to worry about now, and unfortunately, until our repetition goes up again, that might be impossible to do. At least, we're trying to move into a new stadium, even if it got delayed by 2 months, so hopefully that will help us with our financial, not difficulties, but it'll just help us financially improve and ensure our repetition goes up as a result. We've had a few bids right now for some players. Some players could be sold. Marcin Litka is one of those players, and I'm actually considering this quite strongly because I don't see him being a mainstay in the team anymore. But Philippe is not one of those players I'm considering. He's a leading player for this division who could be a star player still. Even though he's 26 and barely plays for me, he's still a very good backup to have. But in the meantime, this guy will be on his way out on loan again, it feels like. I think he's one of those players I'll send out on loan, but we'll have to wait and see. That being said, I'm rejecting this bid because I want more money anyway. So, goodbye. But as things stand, we are in 11th place, but we do have something extra this year. We are guaranteed a Champions League group stage position this year, despite the fact we're only in 11th place. So, Liechtenstein actually doing well is a strange thing, and actually helps us out, though I don't know how much that would be worth our time. Should I be happy about this or not? I don't think I should be. Either way though, as things stand, without any football being played this year, we will go up a few places. In fact, we're going above Liechtenstein as things stand and Belgium. So we will be going up as high as 9th, which is great for the coefficients. And we're also losing one of our worst years with a 7.5 and then a 7.2 next year. So the next 2 years are massively important for us if we are going to try and gain ground on the nations around us. Admittedly, they never had an amazing year last year, so that might be easier said than done, but either way, the fact we can at least say we can make improvements without anything right now is useful. We just need to surpass the 7.5 year and actually get to a 12.0 year so we can at least say we're making strides up the table. Though the fact that Portugal was so far ahead of us is a bit impossible to try and challenge, I think we can get to the Netherlands and Austria as well, potentially. Even if they're currently 5 points ahead of us, they are losing years that they are ahead of us as well as next year. So the next 2 seasons, they are who we're aiming for in terms of the coefficients. Add to the fact that Liechtenstein and Belgium are also losing years, but they've got at least 3.5 points over us is useful, so we got that to look forward to. Turkey's the nation I am concerned about because they're only losing at 4.8 year, but that could always be better off. Most nations around us are losing years, but they have better years than us right now, so this could be very beneficial long term. So now let's look at the squad planner, and 4 goalkeepers we've got here. Novak, still our number 1 choice goalkeeper. He's got 56 caps for Poland now. He is 29, so I could be a little concerned about this long term. But like I said, Philippe is probably not going to be leaving us, even though he's got an offer from Legia Warsaw, and he could benefit the league as a whole. I kind of want to keep him around, if I'm honest with you. But when Mario is getting better, he is now a good player for this division. I might send him out on loan again and send Pardo had won him, but he had a loan spell last year in the Czech Republic where they might have got relegated and he only had a 6.59 season. but he was getting first team football, and as far as I'm concerned, that's important for his development. That being said, St. Pauli actually have really good facilities, and then the second Bundesliga, so that could work for us. Well, Patrick hasn't got a contract right now, and I'm actually considering letting this guy go. He's a good player, yes, but only a good player will not get much better, and he's got clubs looking to sign him, so I could send him to Lega Warsaw instead, or just sell him outright. Not that I can sell him right now, apparently, but I'm willing to let this guy go. He's never played for me, to my knowledge, and he could benefit the leagues around us, so hopefully teams around us will try and poach him from us. But looking at the right back position, we've actually got two really exciting players, though I'm only going to use one of them for the position, and that is Matthias. Now, he's a wonder kid officially now. He looks phenomenal. He's a star player who could become an absolute legend of the game. He's only 19. I might need to give some of these players new contracts, but again, he's outstanding. He's only 19. He's also got a value of 84 to 100 million pounds. And he's only 19, so imagine how good he could be in the future if we can keep hold of him for the next 10 years. We could be winning the Champions League with this guy. I really do believe that. Matthias Kowalski is his backup at this point, and yes, he's 26, but he's a backup effectively. He's also a leading player for the division, so when we can say a leading player for our division is our backup player, that's when you know we got a strong squad. We also got Franzuk who could play in both left and right back, so that's useful. He's also a good player, so the fact he doesn't like big matches and is inconsistent is a detriment to him, but he's also willing to be a squad player or backup as well, so I can work with this. But then you got my first choice left back, and then you realise why Hubert is such an exciting talent to me. Yes, he's suspended from a game from a Champions League for 3 yellow cards, but he's also 21, he's improved a lot, and is now worth between 22 to 24 million. He's also got 3 years left in his current contract, so I might need to look at some of these contracts sooner rather than later, and just improve them now. He's also got interest from 11 clubs, so clearly, what I see in him is not lost on these teams either. We talked about Franzuk, but we're also going to talk about Lipkar, and this guy, I generally think I can sell now and not feel a loss. Lech Poznan won him for 1.9 million. He can, I won't say improve. He's close to his full potential as a good player. He hates big matches, so I'm actually considering just selling him. So what can I get for this offer? So they want to spend 1 million up front, but I want 1.9 up front. I want to see if they go for the £3 million or not, honestly. And they do. Lipkar, £1.9 million up front, £875,000 down the line, and it's about 3 million up front in the end, and it will give us at least £3 million over the line. Whether or not that's a good deal, I don't know, but I don't particularly need him, honestly. But we've talked about this amazing right back, we've talked about the amazing left back, but have we talked about the amazing centre back? Ernest Kokosuk is still outstanding. He's got 3 years left in his current deal as well, but he's worth between 79 to 96 million pounds. And he likes big matches. He's consistent. He's resolute. He still isn't... He's got good pace as well, if you look at him this way. 15 acceleration, 15 pace, 16 jumping reach, 14 heading, 14 bravery. Is there anything this guy can't do for me right now? This is the centre-back that will lead us to the promised land. I truly believe that. So we've got an amazing left-back, we've got an amazing right-back, we've got an amazing centre-back, but do we have enough good partners for this guy long-term? Well, Sebastian is a good player, he's a star player for his division, but is he a Champions League quality player? I don't think he is, even if he likes big matches. I think we need to improve on him long-term. But Michal Vazulik could be that person. Yes, he's inconsistent, which is a concern, but he's a leading player at the age of 18, he's got caps for Poland and can still improve a lot. But this guy is also left-footed, so Ernest being a right-footer, this guy being a left-footer, it just feels like the perfect situation. Even if he's not perfect right now, he could become perfect in the future, if we continue to develop him. And then we've got all these backups as well. Pietek is also consistent, he's a leading player for the division. We don't know if he is someone who enjoys big matches yet, but we've got this guy in our team as a centre-back that could be a backup, one of 4 backups effectively, and that's great. I say one of 4 backups because Smod is still here, and he's consistent, he's a leading player as well. I like this guy. I don't know how long we'll keep him though. He's got 1 year left in his current deal, and I might be getting rid of him because I don't think he's going to be in our plans long term anymore. Especially if we got Oleszewski as another backup. Yes, he's listed for loan. Augsburg want him apparently, so that's surprising. But he's very inconsistent, so that's an issue. And he's only a good player for the division. I could just get this guy out on loan again because he's not amazing and we could utilize that. But then we go to the DM position and most of the team feels like it's filling out nicely. Dennis is still here. He's still a star for this team and he can only get better. He's consistent. He's got a slight amount to improve in and he's a capped international. So there you go. Someone who's loved by their current boss. But we need to improve this guy a bit more to really utilize him. And I think if we can improve his attacking movement, that'd be great. Even if it's not the most important thing to improve. But we need to get rid of this trait because I think it's hurting him. His weaker foot is not terrible. So we can definitely work with that. Why he has that trait when he's got a fairly strong left foot, I do not know. We do have Adam though. Now this guy's admittedly injured and is inconsistent, but he's useful either way. And I like him, I really do. Another star player who's considered a squad player for the team, which is saying a lot. And also someone who can improve a lot in the future. So he's liked by Gladbach and Hertha Berlin, but we could do more of this. We've also got this guy as a backup on backups. Now, admittedly, he's not very good and he's only a decent player for the division, but he can improve a lot. He's very injury prone, unfortunately, but he's consistent. So I could say it could be worse, but this guy is kind of a backup amongst backups. I don't think he will start for me ever, if I'm honest with you. He's only had about 10 appearances for me over the last 4 years, so it's not like he's going to be utilized a lot. And he's had 2 loan spells in that time as well, so clearly isn't going to be immediately in my first team plans. But speaking of first team plans, he can be someone that can play in the midfield if I need to, and the DM position, so that's great. And speaking of players in midfield, Smolek is one of those players who has been here for a while, but might need to replace long term. He's 27, he's got 3 years left in his current deal, so he might need to be replaced long term. And Atletico Madrid want him. Now, admittedly, he likes big matches, he's consistent, and he's a leading player for the division, but I need more than this guy in midfield, I think. And then you realise with Mariusz Jasinski being a 25-year-old star for this team who doesn't like big matches, where my weakness potentially lies. Midfield might be my weakest area, and that's the centre of it. I don't know if I can rely on the 2 players in front of my DM right now to be amazing, which is slightly concerning, but I've got a few formations I can work with if I can't work with that. But we do have Beneki who can play all the way down the line. Admittedly, he's only a leading player for the division. I say only as if it's the worst thing possible, but he could play centre midfield, attacking midfield, and a striker. But that's useful either way. And I can work with this. Oh, we also have Smolek as well, who can do things, which is amazing, to say the least. He's only a decent player, mind you. And he doesn't like big matches, so I might just sell him, actually. I might consider selling this guy. We also have this guy, who is only 19, and could be quite useful. This guy's a leading player for this division. He's listed for loan, so he's been out on loan for the last 2 years in our country, so he's definitely helped ourselves there. And I need to give this guy a new contract. I'll do that later, but he's useful. I didn't realize how good he was. But now we look at the right wingers, and I'm going to ignore Derdovic because he's going to be my striker, but wingers, we got a few of those. Palachowski has been useful over the years, a star for us at this point, on a 4-year deal, consistent. I don't know if he likes big matches yet, but he can't jump, so there's that. But he's a driven personality, so he's useful. But then we got Merrick, Grzycki, and I know what you're thinking. Why am I bringing this guy up? He is currently a leading player for our division at the age of 19. I think he can get better. He can improve a lot, apparently. And he's consistent. He can play in 3 different positions naturally. So this guy is useful, and I like him a lot. Has he got a cap for Poland? Absolutely not. But he's played for the under-21s. He was out on loan last year at Nantes. He played 27 times for them. All starts. So clearly he's got some talent if he can play in the second tier France and not get completely outclassed. I've only used him once over the years before that loan spell, and you can see why I'm looking at this guy thinking, I need to bring him into my first team plans either this year or next year. Mind you, there's not really much options because I've got this guy who is someone who doesn't like big matches, who's also out on loan last year in the Czech Republic, so that doesn't help his case, but has played over the years. And he is a player that is a leading player for the division as well, and can become a star player. So when 2.5 stars is leading player and 3 stars is a star player, that's how you know we're getting better in this league at this point, and we should do better. And that's not even talking about this guy who is extremely inconsistent but was out on loan in our division last year. He is a good player at 2 stars but extremely inconsistent. I don't like him for that reason alone. And then we got this guy, Marcin Subsek, who, again, we can use in the wings, but we can use up front as well. He's a good player who could become a star player. He likes big matches, and that's useful. So now we're looking at the left wing. Kimmich, understandably, still our star, but he's 25, and while he's a star player for the division, has only got 2 years left in his current deal. I need to give him a new contract, actually, but he likes big matches, but isn't consistent. I swear he was inconsistent at one point in his career, so that's nice that he's outgrown that problem. We've got Thomas Vazin, who is inconsistent, but is considered a leading player for this division, which is useful to say the least, and I like him. And he's got a resonant personality, level-headed, media handling style, so that's also a good sign for things to come. If it wasn't for the fact that he's inconsistent, I'd probably say he's really useful for me long-term. I don't know if he likes big matches or not, but if he likes big matches, he's useful. We've still got Jakob, and Savinsky's still here. He's got a year left in his contract. I might just sell him, because he's only a good player for the division now, even though he's got everything else I like about him, with the consistency, with the liking big matches. He's not amazing anymore. Especially when I've got the likes of this guy here. I forgot this guy was actually my right winger backup last year. This is slightly awkward. But yeah, Sluka is the right winger backup. He's a good player at the age of 19. And yeah, this guy might give me headaches because I might need to throw him on the other side when I've also got the other guy coming back and being amazing. So what on earth am I doing? Strikers now, we've got a few options here. I've already discussed pretty much most of them at this point as well. But understandably so, Davidovic is still my star, even if he's inconsistent, because he's been really good over the years. He's got 137 goals in 236 matches. He's won by Brentford, but when you look at the goal scoring stats in the last 3 seasons, I am not getting rid of this guy anytime soon, even if he's had a drop-off at one point in the last 2 years. I like him a lot. He's very useful to me. There's not much I can really do on my side of things now to improve the players, apart from giving them first team football and loaning them out on other teams, because we're winning the league every year, but it's a Champions League that's going to cause us problems, and I don't know what else I can really do outside of potentially changing the tactic to sort things out. That being said, I do have this now formation I could use if I really wanted to. I also have this formation if I wanted to as well, to just spice things up a little bit. The fact I've got 3 different formations I can utilize is selling a lot, and I've got ideas for what I can potentially use long term. That being said, attacking midfielder. I should talk about it, but I've already showed the players that would play there. Yeah, these are all the players that can literally play there, and I think we've got an idea what we can do in the future. The fact we can literally just change our formation on the fly is great. I do have the 4-2-3-1 AM attacking midfielder thing, so there's that. But we got 3 options for the formation. It's great. We've got an opportunity to do things, and I like what we have at the moment. I'm not even talking about the players that are currently at the club that are in the youth teams, because if they're not good enough to be in the first team this year, I won't talk about them for this season. It's as simple as that. Either way though, what I'm going to do is end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you'll subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. But anyway, what do you think of the formations I've just showed you, and do you think I can improve things further? I would like to get your thoughts and opinions on all of that down below, but anyway, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.